Hallå, hallå, hallå. How are we doing? Very fine. Very fine. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Because of some popular opinion, I have this time finally fixed the chat on screen, so you kind of know if I'm reacting slow or if it's just delay and stuff. MX Bestia, yo, hello, hello, hello. Ooh, thanks for the follow, MX Bestia. It should indeed be a nice idea to stay tuned if you're in for some From the Depth, because that's one of the games I'd like to stream and play in general, as you may have noticed from my YouTube endeavors. Ooh, I almost forgot. I think we need some music. Oh, this thing. I mean, just let me switch for 1 sec. You see this bullet bill? It's so amazing. This thing. I just love that someone made this. It's so cool. Not that I particularly care to try it out, but I like the fact that someone made it. I shall get liked sounds. What is this? Well, we can have that as a weird background. I can write. Okay, no, can't. Well, anyways. Oh, so it's a little bit funny. No. In this thing, this is your photo. I added the stupid jar too. MSX Bestia. This is your photo. It's so stupid. But it's funny. I'm a little bit unsure about the chat on like, but I can move it around until it fits. So there are some today I'm going to I need to design some turrets. Whoops. Which will need to check, just check in ongoing project. This is kind of a sneak peek thing, a little bit. This is a battle cruiser which we are building for Captain Scooby Rocks, a commissioned officer in the army of Gmodism, aka Patreon. So we're going to check this out and just see how large turrets should I like these are, yeah, this is the 7x7 turret. Yeah, so nothing larger than 7x7 for this one. And this is the 5x5, cool. Right, music is loud. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better? Something like that, maybe. do tell me if it's okay. Good. I feel that you're a little bit over. Let me just elevate the comment section over the colors there, so it's less confusing. So the 7x7 template we need to have here. Good to have. And then we'll just do a custom one here then. It's basically like this, 5x5. And if we want to be picky, we should make it like this. It's very easy, so there is no prefab, but that's the shape which we are having. Oh yeah. By the way, I'm Troglodita from the tube. Oh well. Very nice. Thanks for following me here as well then. And don't expect me to remember the name connection. It's just too difficult. But I'll try. I'll say that. Ooh. There are two types of cannons. There is a third type. I think I want to make a small 3x3. I want to try and make a high fire rate kinetic CWIS. Oh, and if you want to know, if you want to get some like... Here I made a little bit of a drawing for a future HAL tutorial. That's not the one we're gonna look at. We're gonna look at this thing, which, well, we'll have that in future some time. Let's see here, what did I write down? Oh yeah, 400mm diff cannons. I want to make two. A 200mm autocannon and a fast-fire 67mm autocannon. And I want to try a really low gauge kinetic CWIS system. Oh right, the Nightbot doesn't work. Sauber comes with some true facts here. Or not. Well, let's see here. Ammo piece forwards. So this one, I can actually make it like this. That should be, these are kind of expensive, right? 600 they cost now, yeah. Oh, that won't work. The ammo. Ammo inputs. Not optimal, but works. Kind of minimal design. We'll see how it goes. Just do something simple like that. Wish APS gets some love like Cram, yeah, for sure. It doesn't look as good anymore. I can already tell that this turret will have some serious cooling issues. see if this is like enough. We shall see. Right. So we probably want that cooling bonus. We're going with 6 barrels. Need to make them closer together to not look weird. Something like that. Real needles. Okay. So, if they're gonna be kinetic Seawiz, they shall have heavy heads, probably, yeah. Drop down. Shell length 72 millimeters. We're just gonna add a couple. Probably want a base bleeder. Actually not. And probably a... Where is it? Fin. Stabilizer fin body thing. And... yes. Maybe. Okay. 83 kinetic damage. How fast does it shoot? The cooling limit is the factor here. Okay. Oh, we're a little bit we're a little bit faster than max speed. All right. If it wasn't for, yeah. Yeah, well, they're kind of slow though, which means that, whoops. One thing I think I would like is probably a tiny bit more gauge. And that means 800 RPM. How thick are these shells? 36 millimeters. I think we're going to... let's see here. 36. Well, should we round this down to a nice 25 millimeter shells? A little bit bigger than the stock ones. How much damage do they do? I know. The same. 150, much better. Okay, I wish, yeah. One heavy head, one solid, and tracer. Can't go wrong with that. Tracer. Ew, should I have tracer? Perhaps I should have a tracer instead. It's gonna be very accurate for sure, but I feel like then it's better I have one of these shells be a tracer. Right. Oh, man. Shell length, 100 millimeter. That's like... no, clip length is... okay, good. Oh yeah, they're far from being too long. Yes, indeed. Can have like one of them with tracers, but having an all with tracer doesn't feel like a smart thing to do. No, we had a lot of like real long shells. How does this affect it? So recoil, we have real recoil problem, of course. Now we have a burst gun. That's kind of funny. It's gonna be a little bit random every time. Ammo limit. Wonder here. A dual. We have a cooling multiplier. That's really, really useful. Probably should have a little bit shorter shells. This is kind of. I feel like we don't need this. Kind of 16 bits or something. If we make it shorter, like the base bleeder, destabilizes an accuracy multiplied by 1.30. Yeah, so they make it slower as well, the stabilizer fin body. What if I had solid word bodies? Base bleeder, 200 damage. If we change this to 1. I like to mass hose sieves. I like to make hose sieves. What's that? Hose? Just a stable, like a constant stream of damage. Sounds like the ultimate like hose tracer spammer. Oh. But you only need like one tracer every 10 seconds, isn't it something like that? So if I had tracer in this design, I could just, if I had like tracers in this, I could just basically, I don't know, add them to like one of these and it should be probably like okay. Cooling limit. We need another cooler. But I'm thinking we should have a little bit, maybe like, maybe 33 millimeters, see what that makes. Now cooling is not a problem. Good. Ooh, we're generating a lot of recoil. How much are they? 200. So you have like a, can have a 3 meter there, 3 meter there. Still need a lot. Not so good. We need a lot of more. If I'm gonna have this much gunpowder. Okay, so now we have okay. How fast are they? think if I just maybe... What if I adjust it to like a few millimeters less? Cooling won't work. Recoil still doesn't balance itself out, so let's go back with 33. Probably. Reloading. I won't even need to match a recoil. Tracers won't even need to match a recoil. Tracer is over that. Is that so? So you mean if we just go in here and if we made a little bit this and we added a tracer in here instead. Where are you? Oh wait, it's the it's the last part. Here we can see. Visible tracer, there it is. Well, if we just add a tracer in the bottom there, or actually maybe... No. Visible tracer, something like this. In that case, we could just... In that case, let's try and just ignore recoil then, I suppose. No, we needed that. Okay. Right. There we have them. It's so sad that like Astro Boy, very welcome. It's so sad that the shells you make are not saved on the Canon. Like you have to actually have like physical shells to get them saved, which is something I usually prefer just because of that. Tracer with multiplier. Let's make a tiny tracer and make them a little more friendly color, like that. Just very nice. Now our cooling limit is... Oh, right. It's because it's... Yeah. Let's add one. Still? God damn it. We had old shells, so we designed it for old shells. How annoying. Why not replace the stab with one more solid? You think it's accurate enough with only tracers? If we do that, we get a little bit more damage, a little bit more armor piercing. There, the shell is faster. But it's not it's not a big difference. I don't feel like this is... Stabilizer fin body does improve accuracy and it doesn't decrease damage enough. So I think it's probably good as it is. The difference is so small. It probably adds something useful, so... Now cooling limit is acceptable. Okay, well... 132. 832, I mean. I like the sound of that. Oh yeah. But because it's so tedious, I think I will actually add the shell to the structure itself, just so I don't have to remake it. If the shells end up being good, 16 parts, can I fit it here? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just 8. Oh no, this is gonna take so much space. Maybe I changed my mind. Do we have 2 long shells? Possibly. Alright, I guess we'll have to add the shells. Ooh, by the way, while we're making this, we might as well... Can't armor this very much anyways, so let's just add it like that. Oh, and we're gonna have close-in weapon system. No. Max priority. Okay, and we're gonna have this on... I love that the turret, though. It looks like a robotic turreted mudded. Also back. Welcome back, yes indeed. Alright. Range bracket. 0 to... We don't need to target anything. You can have a pretty big one, but... Needs a lot of cooling, this thing. Not sure if it's worth it. Alright. 1017 is the new number. So how long is this game made it looks so good for Battleship? About lower RPMs, I could have a cooler in the center. Yes, I could. But I got some tip about some like just insane stream thing here. So I just wanna try it out. Ignore outside angle is probably good. Weight, distance. Take the thing that's closest. Ignore outside distance. So we don't care about them like 3,000 meters away. We don't need to. And if it's like closer than 300 meters, we should ignore it. Just some basic setting. And just checking out the music. Now I haven't like how about probably not. We just got some background beats. All right. I'm suspecting this turret is not really worth its cost, but who knows? Should make the front of it with some heavy armor to protect those precious parts. We don't need to protect all the parts, but just imagining some incoming fire. We can do like this probably. APS in general at small scale is really not efficient like crams. I think you need a bigger turret overall. Yeah, this is I only hope to shoot down incoming shells with this thing. I want to see how it works. A little additional CWIS. All right. We do it like this. Thank you. See if we can construct something. Will be interesting to see how well this thing works. Hopefully it does work. Never know. I don't know. I'm not particularly sure why I'm already like shaping this thing out, since I don't even know if it works. But if it does work, it's nice to have a nice shape for sure. I mean, of course it works, but the question is it worth like the cost of this thing? More like that. Okay. Nice. Maybe a tiny deck APS would be more efficient. I got some diff ones, of course. They do the job. Let's just slap on a couple of these. And let's just try with a little crossbones thing there. And it's not shooting at incoming shells, is it? I forgot how... I need to lower the sound of this game a little bit. For you. Because that's like loud. Anyways. Somewhere like there maybe. I'm very interested to see how much damage does it... It's dangerous against the wood for sure. But I want to see, does it eat away? It's too weak against metal. Yeah. It's only supposed to shoot at incoming shells, more rather. It should only shoot against something other if it just doesn't have a target. And it just... Let us just turn off that. Man. It's absolutely crap. Well, it shoots down a few of them for sure. But this turret costs 10,000. Super not worth it. Let's see how accurate it is. It's decently accurate, isn't it? It has also 20 AP. Yep, that's small APS. It is for sure. Okay. Here we come at another clamshell. Hit, hit. Miss, hit, 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 hit. Most hit. That's good. I would imagine this would actually do... This would actually probably help fairly well with the CWIS system, dealing some kinetic damage. It costs 10,000, alright. Whoops. It can do some damage. If we just happen to turn this thing off and right. And go with another CWIS system. Not a diff ones. Flag CWIS. This is like 6,000. System that costs 6,000. And this is a flag CWIS system. Alright, now we need to slow down time a little bit, thank you. And it couldn't take out a single of them. So I just want to compare like how good slash bad it is by comparing it to flag systems that actually work. And ooh. Hit all of them, didn't destroy one. We can almost afford 2 of them per 10,000 system. So let us try. And oh yes, okay, here we go. Through. Man. Maybe that kinetic system isn't that bad then. Because they do different types of damage. So if this one is turned on, let's see how all they do together. No? You're reloading, are you? Yes, you are. Great. Nah, flags are not real. I've only managed to make solid work. Oh, flags, they do work pretty well. You can even use, like if I... This is like a more expensive flag system. But if I spawn a couple of them here, you can probably see they should be able to take them all out, I think. No. They don't have time to react. Okay. Are you loaded? Here we go. Well, half of them disappear. But I'm wondering, like... Yeah, you're firing. Very slow shells. Should be said. But yeah, flags, they're better against volleys. Especially of missiles and stuff like that. But in that case, I think... I suppose my kinetic system is acceptable. We should deck it out a little bit. Yeah, it has an insane payload. It's like only payload. It's like 200 meters per second. But then you don't need very much cooling, which is useful. Do you happen to know that if you destroy the like ammo controller block, will that ammo shell be gone or not? Now here. Oh, here is a small flag, see whiz. They're also kind of slow shells, I believe. Hmm. $400 meters per second. These are more designed against the missiles, to be honest. But they work. Against my cram stuff. It was still shots, but... yeah, it's still shots, but can't reload. So also you didn't use evacuator at the solid. No, but I have belt feds. I did use belt feds on the solid one, so you can't have them. Can't have you can't have evacuators with a belt fed. And they're just very compact. This thing, it just shoots very fast. So we can make it have a little bit more CWIS-y shape, maybe. If we're gonna use this thing, it needs to look the part, I suppose. Oh, bore evacuator. Oh, I see. Yeah. My cooling is a little bit better than... It doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. But otherwise it would have been a great addition to keep down the costs a little bit. Wow. And now we can have... We just need to... Ah, smoke everywhere. I think we should use some appliques here. And that looks better. Ooh. It looks kinda too simple. We need to spice the design up a little bit. God damn it. I hate the... I hate this thing. The sound of just having it shoot at us is almost insufferable. Right. Hesh main guns. Hesh is nice. Hesh always delivers. It's like no surprises with Hesh. It's a solid shell that just always works pretty well under basically any circumstance. So, well, I'd say it's a nice choice. Look a little bit dragony. Adds to an interesting design choice. We can have some... I'm thinking we're adding some gold appliques there. It looks kinda cool. And how expensive are they? 40. But it needs to be fairly accurate. So we can probably have it... If we're not having it there... Well, yeah, we can actually have some kind of thing going on here, I think. Like this. Maybe actually like this. That didn't look cool either. It's hard to get a nice shape going for this one. I think this is good, but we need to use our friend the mimics. Ah, that works. Yeah, I made a ship that levels the Meg in like 3 seconds. Oh man! My favorite shell. I like the armor piercing EMP. It's an evil shell, and well, I fell against it a good number of times, but it's very solid. No, it's better with white. Okay. And oh yes, we should actually test with some metal here. Can we like, yes? Oh, it shoots too fast to register. Is it like that? Darn it. Okay. You're in God mode. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, that's very true. That's right. I'm in God mode. That's why. Ooh. Powered by greed. Thanks for the follow on Twitch, and very welcome indeed. So, Powered by Greed is our latest member who joins the commissioned officer in the army of Gmodism, and as a lieutenant. So, thanks a lot for supporting this channel, and welcome to some live content. I mean, it does decent damage. It's not the best, but it's acceptable auxiliary spamming. I'm wondering, yeah, I think this should probably be online for regular damage dealing as well. And probably be no mainframe connection. I'll set it on channel 1 for now. Wow. So, little auxiliary turret. Repair all. How much armor piercing does? Oh, one thing I'm kind of thinking about the shell we've chosen on this thing is that if we instead have an armor piercing head, we should probably have a sandblaster. God damn it, the kinetic damage decreased a lot. But the expected armor piercing is now a lot higher. So let's try it out. What happened? Okay, thank you. Okay, not worth it. And now is the annoying thing. Like this thing. This darn shell. Edit. I can't even save it. So this is 16 parts. So if I would want to spawn, like save this on the turret, the darn thing would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like this. You can't fit this. It's 5 blocks. Like I need to remove like a half the turret to fit that. So I just have to invent a shell every time. But here we at least have a small spammer / CWIS system that should be able to help taking out some incoming shells. It's still shooting solid. Clear the clips. Oh man, thanks. Thank you. We need to do like this. Reload. And now we have, I think it's like this. We can go in here and clear the clips, but I think they are already cleared now when we just click reload. Yes, it's the same. Yeah, it's enough with like refilling it. Okay, there we go. Heavy head again. APS. Clear clips for the sake of it. Oh, repair all. There we go. Come on, get around. It's slightly better with yeah, it's slightly better with a heavy head, to be honest, but imagine this. You can't defend against this very well. One thing I wonder is, like, it's probably for my spammer. This is too small to actually put some more stuff on. I think I'm gonna save this thing. I think I like it a little bit. It's not a good turret, but it's a fun turret. I like to have this thing. I'm gonna have APS, barrel spacing, something like that. Add some decoration, metal, beam, color white. Let's see here. Barrel. Oh. Like that. There we go. Left, right scaling. No. Forward, back scaling. This needs to be equal. Something like that. One thing we should check is probably edit. Barrel length for full propellant burn, 3 meters. Good. The inaccuracy is enough with this. Okay, good. You can also go out of play and respawn. You will get new shells by magic. I think just clicking like refill APS shells is honestly quicker. Oh, one important thing is that it needs to have an idle angle that looks intimidating. Like that. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Like 45. Sub-object moods. Oof. So, I don't like my current naming system, but what I like with my current naming system is that it's very easy to find the next name. This is the type L APS. It's a T3. And it's X4, and that's the size, 4 high, T3. And this is not a normal APS. This is a APS close in weapon system. Seals, yeah. And we should probably kinetic CWIS, because that's how it's set up. Well, now we made one. We can probably just remove this thing. And that thing. Yes. So, I think the next thing we want to make is a want to make a kinetic. Well, want to make one of the sandblasters. I don't have many sandblasters, so we want to make a sandblaster. Oh, and I do have the diff gun I want to make too. But for the diff gun, we need to spawn another platform. But I think we'll look at the diff gun actually. So, platforms. Excuse me, armor, blank armor test. There we go. Oh, that's the old one. How about not? I wanna delete that thing. Okay. Blank armor. Oh wait. Cram armor test. Isn't that the old platform as well? It is. It is the old platform. Are diffs really worth it? I don't see the point in them. Diffs, I mean, have you ever played around with diff CWIS? Now I'm getting off track here, but like seriously, diff CWIS 120 millimeter. Are they? Do I have the ammo piece included in this thing? I don't remember if I do. Access intakes. Oh, ooh, I don't. Oh, that's something I need to set up for. I need to write that for my super battleship thing. Like, let me see if I can find the note. I'll just use a new note because I need to check that. Diff ammo on. No, super battle carrier. Check that later. All right. Because this is kind of annoying. So I need to access intake. Right, I need to edit this shell, and this should be, how was it? Heavy head, like 2 stabilizer fin bodies. Wherever you are, there we are. And the last one, was it a base bleeder perhaps? I think it might have been. Or it, oof, can't remember. Anyways, something like this. And now it's cooling limit, yes, works. So if we spawn something, does this have cram? Probably. No. Never mind. Something else. Palgan, you probably have crams, right? No, you don't. Scary. Darn, that thing does damage. I know the crossbone has it, but it's scary. Oh, the Marauder, of course. We spawn a couple of Marauders. How expensive are each of these? Whoops. Probably saw that one exploding. Let's wait for the next one. So we can sub-objects moods. So each of these guns are 1000 materials. Not really, but ish 1000 materials. Oh, no, they missed. Well, darn it. Oh, got it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 6,000 materials. And they take out, like, of course, each of them, like, load slowly, but it's like 9 seconds between the shots with a diff gun. So I sometimes even call diff CWIS with APS for like cram crackers, because we can like crack the cram shell. We're just shooting a couple of rounds and just kill them. I did a little instant tutorial on that over at YouTube, if one would be so inclined. Now I think we should just... Ba-dam! You saw that one too. We should probably... Let's set up a diff gun. I want to have a new diff gun. They're gonna be disposable, because that's what diff guns are. We can spawn the armor piece later. 1-axis turrets. We want to make it as cheap as possible. All-in-one local weapon controller. Just gonna see here, how high are we gonna be? So we usually have like 4 meters, possibly 5. Oh my god, I'm getting TV spots spammed. Cuss spots. How expensive? TVs? I don't know, comprende. Now let's see here. This is like, it's probably gonna be like 5, like that. Oh, prefab moon, damn it. So for the type L kinetic series we did, it's actually 4. Yeah, it should be 5 probably. Well, in any case. It's the banned word. Oh. I didn't know it was a banned word, but it's good to know. Like that. Gauge increaser. Let's see here. Yeah, we need a couple of gauge increaser for this one. Right. That's something I need to remember to check too. What's up with my Nightbot? Why doesn't Nightbot work? Would be interesting to know. Let's see here. We want to have 400 millimeters even. Let's see how many coolers we need, but we usually need a couple of them. Actually, like that. 400 millimeters. We're gonna set this one APS, desired shell gate. 420 because memes. Oh, and now I completely messed. This is the firing piece. Yes. Right, so this has to be, yeah. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is big enough to have the shell on board, so we don't have to mess with it. Ooh, this diff. I think we have capabilities for this diff gun to even make it like EMP insulated and all sorts of stuff. And I have one there, one there. We can actually probably have you like there. Remove that one there. Remove you there. Let's see here. Let's just add some rubber. You are surrounded in rubber. Here we go. Ammo controller. See how many modules we should have. Maybe we can see if we can fix it with 12 of them. Summonit Boen, hello! Hello and very welcome. We're making a little diff gun thing. So, I wanna see. What if we make an armor piercing? Let's see, how much armor piercing do we have? 40. So it's over 40, that's good. I guess armor piercing... high explosive. This is a solid shell. It's a very short shell. But... 200 and... oh yes, we need to set this to this thing. So armor piercing... yeah... 36. If we add another one... 30... kinetic damage is 10,000. Yeah, that's actually, it actually gets some kinetic damage for another heavy warhead body. This should actually be good enough. Interesting. So, assign to all intakes. Now we shall see here. 1 minute per reload, and the barrel cooldown is 9 seconds. So that's kind of our real reload speed. 10 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty decent. We can have the same amount of coolers we have right now. Can have that. And if we want more speed, we can add more coolers. This part, not EMP susceptible. Like 12 pieces it's a fairly decent amount for this type of system. 7 seconds between the shots. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, each of these. So we're spending like a permanent cost to get the shells firing faster. And I think it may be worth it. We can speed it up. But then we have the question with the recoil. It doesn't need to be that accurate. So now we have 7 seconds per shot. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting diff system. Okay, so now we have 6 seconds between the shots. We can try this out. It's pretty solid now. We can try it out. Excuse me. No, warp. Thank you. So. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, next one. Right. Wait, isn't it a little bit... That's the... Okay, it's fine, it's fine. So... Let's load... Let's load the armor test thing. Now I spawned there. Whoops. No. Ugh. Thank you. This is a little bit too far away, isn't it? Oh, yes, We need to spawn something closer. This one can just get away. Okay. Like here. Thank you. And we can accidentally... No, can you like stay here? Thank you. And we'll just do this in slow motion because that makes it easier. And then it penetrates... That's like cram locks. Oh, and now we're in slow motion too. That's not very good. Maybe we do need to get here. Just so we can kind of prefab away this area. Thank you. Okay. Gmodism struggling with controls. So, what's up here? Penetrates. Ew, and that's some era. Yeah, well, that's good defense. Well, if the enemy does not have era, this is probably a good way to shoot, isn't it? Hello? Oh, god damn it. Missed. By the way, how expensive is this diff gun? It's like 2,000, but it deals penetrative damage. Okay, without moving the mouse. Ew, and now it went through all of this and exploded on top of that. Well, I think it should be a good addition. I like this 420mm diff gun. It's a nice 420 diff gun. It has everything included on it. We can be so lazy with this thing, which just makes me so happy. We don't need to engage things underwater. At least not more than, I don't know, 40 meters below. Range bracket, it ain't very accurate. Let's ignore things over 300 and... yeah. Set wide bars. Okay. We're gonna armor this thing up. And we're gonna have sheep armor. Because it's not worth spending. Because we're probably gonna fire all our shots before we even get shot. Okay. So this is like the deck height. So our armoring actually begins up here. Let's see, are we gonna make a box thing or are we not? The questions. Do we wanna have it a little bit? Like, even though it's cheap, we do wanna spend on it so it survives. So we are not taken out by the enemy's first swarm. But we can actually make it probably just very minimal, like small size. Have you ever made a mass driver? No, I have never made a mass driver. I do not think I, with my current from the depth knowledge, would be able to make a mass driver either. And I also try to stay away from cheese a little bit because I feel like there is something very cool about winning with like honest designs. Like there is a builder called Bungalow Bill, and he is very good at making like non-cheese design crafts that are actually very strong. So that's kind of something I'm more impressed by. Like mass drivers is cool, but I don't know, man. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, that's an interesting design. And we can have like brass pillars here. Yeah, this is like a unique diff-gun design. I like the look of that. I don't know, maybe you think it's like, what the hell, Gmodism, what are you even trying to make? It looks absolutely crap, but I would say I like it. Anyways. What does this thing... Accuracy, recall... One thing I do want to check is how much is the recoil after firing, like... So recoil 0.4 degrees. Yeah. Not too big of a deal. I don't think it's too big of a deal. Yeah, and this is fairly fast shell too. How fast is it now? Oh, we need to do like this. 1,277 meters. Not all LAM systems will, like only very strong LAM systems will be able to zap it, and since it's diff gun, it will be a swarm of them. Most usually. Oh, and because cram parts look so much more gunny and cooler, I actually want to add... I want to add a piece of cram barrel here. That's it. Left down scaling, make it a little bit bigger, and we're gonna have it in my gun black color. We're just gonna have forward back positioning. I think we can have it like there, maybe. Should we have it like all the way? No. And not too far in front of its actual position, just like a meter or something. And then these ones, whoops, can actually be color black without it looking weird. Very nice. Simple but effective. Are submarines cheese? Well, depends, but somewhat. But it depends on what we use against them. Are your submarines untouchable from, like, I don't know, torpedoes? Or like super cav rounds? Because the submarine takes a lot of damage too if it gets damage. So just having a super cav sandblaster should be able to take out like most submarines. There are situations where they absolutely are cheese, but usually not. Like in the Fylke tournaments, tier K20's Je ne sais pas la Suisse Marine something was definitely cheese, but that was all it was, and all the reason behind it too. I kind of like this thing. It's nice. So, Sub-object moods. A, B, C. This is type M then. I suppose. But this is a diff gun. I'm not sure. Do they follow the convention? Where do I have my 500mm diff? Yeah, they follow the convention apparently. It's an APS system, so it's type M. Where do I have the other one? Direct input fed APS 420mm T3 X5. And the final cost of one of these is 2,500. And they can fire again. Like they're reloaded in... How long do it take to reload actually? It's like a long time. Loading time. 200 seconds. Yeah, but if the sub has insane damage output, it becomes absolute cheese. And if it has armor, even more cheesier. Yeah, a submarine can be cheese, but isn't it kind of cheese in real life too? Isn't it the purpose of them? It's not like cheese as in using a smart strategy if you have naval enemies. It's more like cheese if we use like game exploits, like having hidden like azipods in closed compartments. That's like cheese to me. Right. Possibly, I wonder if like we could change this to... Possibly it's more effective with like armor piercing frag. But it depends on the situation too. But let's just try it. Repair that thing. Oh yes. Possibly a better idea with armor piercing frag for this. But again, it depends. On a heavily armor target, armor piercing frag. Because this is such a great gauge too. Just... And it would be able to help getting through the armor pretty well. Does breadboard that tells my brick to stay behind your ship count as cheese? I don't think it is. But I don't know how to make breadboard, so I kind of feel that breadboard can be cheese. It's like more of a skill gap thing. But it's not like... It's not like Lua, I think. Because Lua is... I think you can kind of cheat a little bit more with Lua. Like, do things so that you don't even need detection anymore. But I don't know. Breadboards, I think, probably fine. Powered by greed. That's impossible, is it? I don't know very much breadboard. Okay, now we shot our shots, and but these are fairly cheap systems. There is no way to know where your target is facing. Breadboards is still a mystery for me. That's the only thing I know. Only center of mass. Center of mass location. Oh man, one thing I would want to learn if I like make breadboard stuff is making something shoot at the center of mass. Always. No questions asked. Just center of mass. It's these 500mm diff guns is now they don't have any ammo. Like one of these is like 1000, so they're a little bit like thicker. It's too funny. And that's heavy heads, yeah. I usually load these ones with hash instead. It's a nice system for sure, but less good for penetration. Just so much thicker. Anyways, I think it's time to remove these systems here, because we kind of did the diff gun. The next turret I would like to build is... Oh, Scooby Rocks! Hello and also welcome to the stream. And Scooby Rocks is also a commissioned officer in the army of Gmodism, which is the patrons. So thanks a lot for supporting the channel. And since you just joined now, I will tell you this. I've been designing some turrets, and this turret, like, let's see here, the 420 diff gun with integrated ammo and everything like this. This thing I intend to have some auxiliary on your ship, which will be forward facing and shooting at the enemy. These are diff guns, so they cost 2,500 each for this turret, but they do armor piercing high explosive or frag or armor piercing EMP damage. So this should be like a great opening shot. So of course we shall see exactly where we will put them on this ship later, but they shoot a very high speed powerful shell that can penetrate armor and do explosions. So having that as some auxiliaries is definitely a good idea. Oh, what is a diff gun? Diff, this is like third layers. This is like early spending, just throwaway turrets. They are cheap. You just put them in front, no need to protect very well. They should be able to get out their 5 shots, so they have 4 input feeders and 1 shot in the firing piece. And the thought of this is that they should be able to get the 5 shots away before they die. So they're disposable turrets. Should not be well protected. They should actually be absorbing the first volleys of enemy shots, enemy missiles and stuff like that. Oops. Anyways, is it possible? It's possible, but you'll end up carving a whole single location and waste shot. Yeah. I wouldn't say they would waste shots, these ones. They can like potentially destroy weapon computers and engines and stuff like that early in game, or even take out enemy LAM nodes in the first volleys. So you can kind of open up for the other stuff. And what's well, this is a diff gun, DIF gun. So it's direct input fed. So we can see it has an ammo intake there, and here, and here. So basically on all places on the firing piece it has a shot, so they can fire 5 shots, and then there's a really long reload time. But they're so cheap, like 2,500. If we compare it to like turrets of similar size, it's like 10,000 or 5,000 at least. So super, super great initial damage thing. Diff guns are very scary. If you don't believe me, check this. Tournaments, finished Filkis. Setups Filke side sweep. 75,000, very cheap thing. Here we are having kinetic, no, this is chemical diff guns. Here you can see each of them. We have APS, access intakes. We have frag, flak, heavy heads, penetration, depth fuse, and all sorts of stuff. And the shells are really, they're not very fast. But if we said spawn a marauder here, which does cost half as much, should be said. And the first shots missed, of course. But that's like one shot. See if it lines up the other volley in like 10 seconds. Let's see here. The side sweep is lining up the shots. Why are you so slow? Come on. And now. Now we have it. That's not a significant hit. It shoots at the wrong part. It should be able to kill this thing in like one round. The side sweep was one of the better designs for sure. Very scary. God, look at that recoil though. Bam! Well, it died. But that's the thing behind it. It's what it does. So, matter of factly, we are going to design some more turrets, which will be appearing on the ship for Scooby Rocks. So, I'm making a ship for Scooby Rocks because Scooby Rocks is a captain in the army of Gmodism. So, with that thing, we should make a ship. So, if you're confused what's happening, that's what's happening. Like, right now I have the series building a super battle carrier thing, and that's absolutely enormous. And that's also a similar project. So, I'll make a video about Scooby's ship later too. But now we should check out, like, there are two types of cannons I want to make. And I want to make a 67mm, like, a kind of spamming thing. And I'm thinking, are we gonna go belt fed, or are we gonna go 1 meter outloaders for security? We also have a 200mm autocannon that should probably make. The 200mm autocannon will be the larger one. I think we can start with that. It's gonna be on this size. So kind of, well, 7 meters wide thing. And it's gonna be armored, of course. I'm not sure what. So it's gonna be 200. Let's actually spawn a ammo controller here to just design the shell first. So this shell can just add. This should be, come on, 200mm. And I wonder what type of ammo we should put in this. Yeah, maybe this is probably not gonna be. No, this is gonna be a slower shell. So I'm thinking a combination of like Hesh, frag. Yeah, probably like Hesh and frag and stuff like that. So kind of heavy, slow moving thing. Where did the music go? Oh, 1 second. I'll just need to fetch something to drink because my throat is a little bit sad. I'm back. Okay, that's interesting. What happened with... oh my god. Let's see here. The jar died. Why did it die? Okay, let's just hide that then. The best ships are the ones that you made. That you made explode. Well, that's a different take for sure. Well, anyways, having some watermelon. I think I boosted the music a little bit. All right. So, now we shall see here. Now we shall see here. Hash. Ooh, hash has the same speed modifier. Alright, so frag will not be doing frag. We'll need to mix it with armor piercing frag in that case. I'm thinking we're gonna have onboard ammo, just so it's easier to get the shells right every time. We can also have heat. Yeah, heat, hash, good mix. Anyways, hash is a safe shell to test with, so we'll just set it up for that. Thousand meters per second. Base bleeder. No, well, that's probably a good idea. We don't actually want the hash shells to be too accurate. We want it to spread out a little bit to do maximum damage, actually. Okay, 1,000. We can probably actually have some more. Can make it a little bit slower, because we're gonna give it some rail draw too. Probably give it some rail draw. I don't know how much we can give it. Oh man, we can give it a lot if we want to. But we're just gonna give it a little bit to boost the speed of it, to make them hit better. But I'm thinking this turret. So this is kind of deck level or bottom level. How high should it be is the question. I don't like the wood color. I have my painted wood. So they're usually built in tallness of force. So this is like the 8, the lower base, but I think we're gonna go with like, it's gonna be a pretty big like turret, so they're gonna be this high. This is the area where we're gonna stick up. Alright, and now sub-objects. No. Sub-objects. 3 meter. Probably like that. All-in-one local weapon controller. Whew. If we want to protect it, it's gonna be here. Yeah, I think we'll want it there, just to be safe. We need to surround it like this. Fail-safe. Channel. Alright. So let's ignore things that's over 3,000 meters away, because we're gonna have slow shells. Which means that firing piece will be here. Probably smart to have it a little bit kind of laid back here. Not that much. Exactly here. That's exactly where we want it. Mantlets. Whew. I think I actually want to go with a 1 meter mantlet. Like the normal mantlet, the elevation mantlet is kind of used all over the place. So let's actually have some 1 meter mantlet. Ooh, 200 millimeters. I wonder like how... We'll see how much movability it has. Gonna have heavy barrel... End. No, let's see here. Heavy barrel start. No. Heavy barrel end, and 2 normal barrel. Then we can have a cooler thing, so you can back it up by armor later. You can have it all the way down there, because it's gonna be armored. And we of course need gauge increasers. You can have them down here probably. Or 200 millimeter, that's what we want. We only want 1 barrel like this. So how movable are you then? It doesn't say. Well, can we just APS idle angle? 32 degrees. Yeah, that's probably enough for this turret. Scuba rocks. I always seem to damage my own ships. Well darn. That ain't too good. I mean, seriously. What's this? Okay. I think I just set the The comments that disappear too quickly or something. I'll check that in settings. But it's like... The jar died. Why? I set it up yesterday, so it's a little bit new. Right. This is a 200mm shell. It requires 3 meters clip length. This shell requires 3 meter. Good to know. 3 meter. So we're going with 3 meter autoloaders. Something like... And we want to have ejectors on this thing too. Let's see here. 300. I think we're gonna go with a fairly stacked design like this. We need to have the edge. Oh, yes. All right. In the shell. Right. Base bleeder. What we do need is a emergency ejection defuse. Well, it's a little less gunpowder, but it's gonna be slowly. Well, 700. It's okay. It's not good, but it's okay. But of course, it's gonna be rail assisted. Where did you get that prefab making 5x5 guns? You wonder. Well, I just built the theory now. It's basically a 7x7 box like this, and then you just make a 5x5 box inside of it and remove all the corners, and that's the shape. And I just learned that somewhere, but that's the official shape. It's just, for some reason, they didn't include that prefab in the game. I think it would have been kind of helpful to have that and the 3x3 template just to kind of show, because new players won't get it. But whatever, they didn't. Right. Who? Something like this. Assign to all intakes. What stats do we have now? 3 seconds per shot. That's too slow. I want it to be faster, but of course we are limited in space. We can't make it like insane speeds either. Shell load time reduced to 33%. Clips on 2 sides. Loading. No. 25%. I don't think it's worth it adding more. But actually, we don't... It's also because we do have the... all-in-one local weapon controller. It's not very risky, but it's a little bit risky. we are going to move it like here. And it can be a little bit like less protected, but also since we're gonna set up this turret to be front facing. In my opinion, it's much easier if Tetris is vertically. Oh, really? I'm not sure, like, if I usually do, like, vertical Tetris for, like, bigger turrets. If we're gonna have four ammo clips connected to them. But I think it's a little bit hard to connect up. It's hard to fit in that area and to connect up. It's too small space for me, for this size of the turret, so it's better for me to stack them here, I feel like. Because I want to fail safe, and I do also want one layer of armor around this thing. So it's not like only this. Gonna have like that. Assign to all intakes. Right, now we of course need gauge increasers back. APS, this should be 200. Thank you. And that means that we have problems with cooling. Oops. Which I already knew. So 42 RPM, it's starting to look like something. Can add it. Can just add a few like there and there. And of course we do want to have, of course we need to protect this with heavy armor. So we're just gonna add a few blocks here. Can probably have a pole there. And just add some symbolically upwards. Gonna have one there as well. And of course there. That's kind of the angles we're looking at. Do you put armor for the gun where the metal is? Well, let's see. Let me read that again. Also, Parvic Reed said, also you can attach outloader to the outloader. No need to have direct connection to the APS. Yeah, I actually knew that. But I learned it a while ago because I realized it changed. Scobrox, do you put the armor for the gun where the metal is? Or outside of the metal? So you have to put the armor that's going to be on the turret on the alloy, and you can't put it outside of this alloy area, then you will kind of get clipping. So not here, but here and there, not there. This metal, this is where the turret well is going to be. Basically the compartment we're gonna fit this gun in is gonna have a well shaped like this, and it will be protected in a decent manner. So here, here, and there. I don't know if we need to use this much, but we're going to add just some coolers right here. And see. Oh god. We have a lot of cooling. And since this is gonna be rail assisted, we need a railgun, magnet attacher. Oh, we can actually have it below here, that's good. This is 50,000 energy. We only need one, to be honest. And this is, we can probably put some armor in front of there. Just for the sake of it. Like that, probably. Or possibly even a pole. Alright. Let's just check this thing a little bit. If we can. Am I not here? No, I'm not. Okay. There we go. It will not fire. Oh, right. Railgun is charging. I need to set it to allow partly fired. There we go. This is it's a nice speed. And now we're not firing. Nice. And what do you say? No shell loaded. We just set. Oh, it sped him up a little bit because barrel cooldown. Yeah, we'll need to limit rate of fire, of course. Now it fired for the cooling limit. I thought it was a little bit too fast for what we have right now. Question is, we probably need to deal with recoil on this thing. Otherwise, we'll be very inaccurate. So we can't. Yeah. We should probably add the stroke in the. Oh no. How are you connected? I thought so. Now we can remove you. Yes, it was good. There we go. Okay, so cooling limit. It's still more than we need. Good. I just want to see her. Okay. We can remove some more coolers on top here. We have a lot of cooling, which is good, but we don't need more than we need. Cooling limit. Oh. Oh, okay. That's the connection point. Right. These are important. Something like that. So we have some lay room. We're gonna have railgun chargers somewhere. So now let's see here. We need to kind of calculate how many we need even. It's good to have some. Because these are a little bit hard to kind of, like, how high are they? Okay. Maybe like this. Recoil. Ooh, absorption. Yes. But now is the question, what is the absorption? We need to set the rail draw first. So, railgun charger. This one charges 200 energy per second. If we are wanting to have, we need to first see how many rail draw like we should actually use. APS railgun, maximum energy per shot, charge time. So if we have the max, we'll need a lot. But if shell speed is going to be something like it's not huge, but we want it to be slightly over 1,000. Maybe we want it to be kind of 1,000-ish, 200, to kind of evade a lot of LAM systems. Then we'll need to add the charge. We'll need to add so the charge time is as much as the firing time. So 1.4 seconds. I love that the railgun parts aren't even EMP susceptible. It's kind of crazy. 1.44. And D. Ooh, the fire rate is 1.42. Exactly. Good. That's exactly how many we need. Now we can see that the recoil is a lot more. I believe. Recoil. Yeah. The recoil is a big deal. So we're gonna have some 8-meter straps there. Like, is this... Okay, you can be 1 block more down. Recoil. Now we have half recoil absorption capacity. Now we have almost the recoil absorption capacity. 5 meters high. Absorption, yes. We can have 4 meters high even. Yes, now we actually, definitely absorbs the recoil. Very nice. Yes, yes. So in the front, we're gonna take most of the, like, fire. So here we want the armor to be the sturdiest. We are using heavy armor here. And ooh, now we're having bad connection points. That's a little bit scary. But not much to do about that. They will need to be connected from... Actually, we can probably... So this is 8 meter, right? So this is 8 meter, this is 4 meter. So if we're... They are up there. We need to remove that one for stability and place it somewhere else where it's like less important. And this can be Okay. We can absorb the recoil. But now we can't... Oh. The balancing act. Which is basically the entire game. But that should be fine. Back here, I don't think we need... Because... of course. We need a block there to protect against explosions. So this one has to go. This one probably we can set it back to 6 meters. We can see where we can fit all the recoil absorption. 3 meters up here, here and here. Oh. Well, we're fine. So, some base protection for this this turret here, or this firing piece too. Just gonna have full heavy armor blocks just around it. And around this back connection piece as well. So we're switching to these. Oh, and this is gonna be like a full beam. Which means that this area is a little bit cleared up for additional structural integrity things. One thing I wonder is, can we use... Yes, we can use ammo controllers. Very nice. To actually add structure. That's great. That's very nice. Then we're gonna have integrated ammo, and we're gonna have like... That's like one there. And we are having a 12-meter long shell. Like that, perfect. The base there. And of course, up there. And behind turret, we're gonna go with lighter armor. We're gonna be satisfied with just metal. To take like secondary blasts, basically. And this is a sensitive spot, so we're going to invest in heavy armor wedge. Alright. Looks good so far. And this is not connected. Oh, it doesn't have that connection point. Let's see here. We probably need to do like that then. And of course, this is the deck. We can always change that, of course. Okay, let's see here. 5 gunpowder. Oh, if we change that to another gunpowder, what happens here? Recoil, absorption. Okay, we just added a bit of recoil. It's a little bit faster, but well, we can have a base bleeder. I think it's a good setup. So 5 gunpowder, 4 heavy warhead bodies. So this is a hash 1, 2, 3, 4 emergency ejection defuse base bleeder 5 gunpowder. There we go. That's the shell. And as for the ammo intakes, we should just basically disconnect all intakes, remove this thing to not cause confusion, right. Wait. Do I only have... Why? Now I'm confused. Oh, I'm confused because I don't know which area I'm looking in. Okay. So if I... Copy, paste, thank you. No. Did I add? No. Something like that. So this is now... both of these are hash, but I'm thinking that one of them should probably be something else. So the hash is 1.6. We could do heat. Heat is nice. Or something like AP frag. Or AP EMP. If we're having armor piercing. Okay. And the rail draw, isn't it like 4,000 or whatever? So we almost go to 30 armor piercing. Ooh. Wait. That would make the speed of the shell different if we made it more heavy. So, if we're having high explosive, let's see here, because we want the rail draw to be like similar. So this is hash. What if it's armor piercing and solid increases it? Yeah. Increases. But what if we had frag? That's the same, yeah. No. Emergency ejection defuse, where are you? I'm thinking, what if we just have some like EMP in there too? EMP frag thing. And the fragment cone could be like kinda narrow-ish. 15 degrees. What? Why is that? What's wrong with that? Propellant? No. It's nice here. Okay, I just misplaced something. Fragment cone angle. 5,000 kinetic damage. Should penetrate some, shouldn't it? So I'm kind of thinking if we assign this to the armor piercing thing and just now this side is loading armor piercing. I kind of like having my I just like having my ammunition integrated like this, just mixing them. And now this side could load hash. Squash head, assign. So now it loads hash, very nice. And this thing, we could probably add a third type. Reduce ejection defuse. This is EMP frag combo. I'm thinking if it's worth it. I think it might, like, not entirely sure if we're gonna have a third ammo type. I'm thinking if it's like we have hash, we have armor piercing EMP thing. Let's just check what's available a little bit. So we have heat, that's available. Oh, right. This seems good to me. Yes, powered by greed. I think it's a good mix too. But I'm thinking maybe we should have a little bit of disruptor conduits mixed into here to just scramble enemy shields. I think it might be a good idea. So, inside of here, we're going to add another level 1 ammo controller, just so we can have some really specific shells. We'll just remove that for the time being. I'm just copying the shell over to just make sure it's the same values. So ish 4,000 or whatever it was. So if we change this to a disruptor conduit, it seems good. EMP. And we set this to EMP. Scramble shields pass through, reducing effective strength. Yes. Good. So we're gonna have a few going for these disruptor conduits. No. Or we're gonna have really like specific setup, but I kind of like it. So a few disruptors in there. And on the last one, we're gonna have sometimes heat can do a lot more damage than hash. So I think that changed rapidly. What happened with the stat here? Shape charge secondary, that's why. There we go. Okay, so it was a... It should be same. We change this to shape charge. Should be the same. And this to... I'm gonna change the penetration factor to max. So it should be real needly and destroy internal things very well. So hash is like more safe, but... So this row has no assigned. Shape charge heat, okay. Assign to all unassigned intakes. And then we're going to assign this to disruptor. Disruptor. And another one to disruptor, something like this. Shows squash head, shape charge disruptor mix, armor piercing, very nice. I think this has a nice kind of setup. So I'm kind of liking this as a really efficient, nice, spammy, like main gun thing that just lines up some nice shots there. And there we have that side. Just have some metal inside of there. Beef it up a little bit. Of course, this turret will not be the cheapest turrets of them all. Idle angle, set it to 4. Railgun. Perfect. So outload limit. $139. Oh yeah, I need to refill so we can see the values. 142 seconds, 144. Perfect. This is set to fire when partially charged. No needed accuracy bonus. 42.1 RPM is our limit. Which is basically 42 for simplicity. Or I mean, that 0.1 should not go to waste, no. But 42 is the answer to everything, is it not? So, here we go. Stats. Very nice. What's the cost of this thing? It's 21,000. It's not like a... It's not a spammer, but it is a continuously firing main gun thing. Okay. We should just try it out a little bit. Whoops. That did... Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, right, that's the hash one. Constant and reliable damage. I hope so indeed. There we have the heat. There the era got activated. Oh, there the armor piercing EMP thing. Yeah, this should be a pretty nice gun. Like, it should be very hard to defend against it. It's not a hyper huge shell either, so it would reliably be kind of hard to zap it with lambs. Of course, there is like really good lambs, but I mean, And the armor piercing EMP, it doesn't have the best armor piercing value for sure, but it does penetrate enough. It should be able to AI dead some like simple targets. And that's the disruptor conduit. It's really good to kind of get through shields there. Era. Kind of cheap test, but whatever. And here, of course, we have a heavy armor layer. It's not a gun like that. Of course, it will be able to damage through eventually. But it's not your heavy armor cracker. It really isn't. So... it should be fairly well protected as well. So let's try and armor this thing up a little bit. Around the base of it. We do want to have just some, actually just take some full blocks there. Oof. I'm a little bit scared of Hesh and stuff like that, so I'm thinking we should probably have like 2 of these. One of these like there. Here we can probably have, or actually towards this we're gonna have a full one. We're gonna have a beam thing. And just to protect the one stuff behind it, we're just gonna have like 1 shield block there. I think this should be pretty well shielding. Something like that, maybe. Actually, that one is not... We can go with some metal. Oh, and since we might get some like weird things from above, probably just want to have a few metal poles. Just to offer some air into the design, how weird it might sound even, but whatever, it works. Maybe like that. And now we can work a little bit on the actual shape we're going for. Which I'm always a little bit clueless about before I make it. Tiny bit exposed parts here in the back. I don't like that too much. But it's very impossible to protect well against that if we're not sinking down the turret. If we're not saying it's like not full, like that is like 12 blocks high and not 13. It's gonna be very flat. You know what? I think we're going to assign this to be a 12-meter high turret. So we're going to move the deck plane to this. Yeah, that's probably a better idea for our current setup. Then we can aim downwards a little bit more easily too. And then we can always sink it down with a ring, so it's not like decisive like that. Just add a nice outer metal shell thing. like that. Wait, what? Yes, okay, it's... I don't know if it leaks through explosions. That's a little bit scary. Maybe that's a good compromise, who knows? I'm really hoping this will be some constant and reliable damage. For sure. Alright. Ooh. Sartorius 21, thanks for the follow. Maybe. So, how are you doing today? No, let's see here. I messed up. Did I mess up? No, that's perfect. Okay, that's good. Then we'll have one of these designs, which is kind of the design I usually like to make. But I think I want to smooth it out a little bit, but it's good to just start with this type of shape here. And then it's easier to kind of explore on it afterwards. If we just do like, maybe like this. And on the sides here, we can... Should we go with maybe like this? Dash type of design, possibly. 3 meters it is there. And this is always like the hard parts on shaping this thing out a little bit. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna go into my own musics folder of, because I don't know, I always think that it's nice to use the epidemic sound thing, but I don't really know which ones are nice or not, so, and I haven't like checked them through very well. Let's do this one. Sorry, didn't mean to sound blast anyone. We're doing this list. Whoops. Let's see if we can... 2 meter offset. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe the 2 meter offset too. It's like this. This looks good in the back, I think. That could look nice in the back for sure. Never mind, not on the front, but on the back maybe. It looks decent. On the front, let's see if we can... It should look a little bit more sleek. It's kind of okay, but we do want a little bit more sleek design here. But it's so hard. It's always hard. This one. Oh no, that's too pointy. I want the smoother shapes. But I want the smoother shapes, and they just they don't really exist, to be honest. this one could be replaced with one of these. Then we could do something. Yeah, that's the better shape. There we go. Here we find something half decent. Probably a good idea to fill in with some heavy armor there in case it takes fire. Since we're using like single blocks. And inside here we should see where we can put heavy armor protection. Something like that. And add some... No, I added it in the wrong direction. Delete decoration. Sometimes it's frustrating when you don't have the shape you need, but there is always mimics. Yes, but once you enter mimic hell, you never exit. Like that. No, now I accidentally put it on the thing again. There we go. Right. Up, down positioning. It needs to be 1. It should be exactly 1. Oh, come on. Thank you. Nice. Smooth shape. This should be a decent... decent... main gun thing, I think. Now we need to have some decent decorations on it. Perhaps, ooh, should we have some auxiliary type of detection on it? I think these coincidence rangefinders, I never use them almost, but sometimes they can look good on turrets, I will agree. But I don't think they're for me really. Now, these turrets should be pretty sleek. Let's not mess with weird decorations. That's like detection, only decorations. Like, always like to have some kind of golden detail thing on them. So I'm thinking kind of adding side support things. Maybe like this. Kind of adds to some kind of support structure. I think it looks pretty decent. And then we can... I wonder if we should have one in the back as well. Maybe... Ooh, one thing I almost forgot. That is... Instead of this block here, we're going to include a surge protector in there. In case someone shoots EMP at the turret, it has somewhere to go before it tries to go and get through the rubbers. Very nice. I think I like this turret. It's very nice. All inclusive. Can aim. It can aim a lot downwards. Well, let's mess with this platform. Oh no, now we're getting to slow motion as well. Hesh, heat, armor piercing, EMP, that's... Yeah. Very nice mix. It's kind of accurate too. It's nice. It's nice. So we need something to call... Oh, barrel decorations, of course. think we're gonna go with some standard barrel decorations. Like cram cannon pieces. Cram cannon pieces on the end here. Maybe a little gold cap there. Left route scaling. A little bit more scaling. Something like that. And it should be a little bit forward positioning like that. Then we can perhaps no, let's see her. So basically, this should be probably be 2 exactly. 2 like that. Control Shift X right there. It's 2, 2. Kind of like. Oh, and a little. We can have a little section in the middle there. It's interesting design. And to just drive the point home that it's rail assisted, we're going to, as I usually like to do, add a little symbolic magnet here. Not a big one, it's just a little bit rail assisted. Oh, that looks nice. But this one should be... we should be elongating it a little bit. Something like that. I think that's good. So, then we have... oh no, wrong color here. Good. Very nice. Well, I'm glad you like it too. No, I'm wanting to save vehicle. No, no, no. Oh. Okay, thank you. I think this one needs a little bit more help. Yeah. This turret, it does pack some punch. It's very balanced. It should deal good damage against most targets. And if you have a few of these, it should shoot often enough so it's keeping up the damage. Which is very nice. We're activating the era there. It should even do decent against era spammers. Sub-objects mood. So, because of my weird naming system, this is the type N APS autocannon, and it's well, what was it now? 12 high. Yeah, it's 12. And it's a T7 base. So T7 wide times 12 and not 13 as I first anticipated to make it. And there we go. Prefab. Nope. I mean, sub-objects mode. And one of these costs 30,000. So they are not, I don't know, Maybe I'm just making too expensive turrets, but in my book, they're kind of ish cost effective. Shooting a mix of shells like this. Very nice. Let's God mode ourselves and just spawn something to check out. Oh, that's a little bit too close. We can see here. Ooh, there we have an EMP kill turret. I believe, yeah. The shells keep coming. Crossbones is of course very meaty. But considering their cost versus the crossbones cost, I think they're doing a decent job, even though crossbones is a very soft target to test things at. But it's just fun to see few of them deflect, but I think a lot of the shells do a lot of damage since they shouldn't target the crossbones. Like they should deal with shields and stuff like that too. See, here we have some damaged crams too. Aha. If I just take control over them, no. Oh no. We're going to have some problems regarding like friendly fire. Probably need to wait until it's kind of there, yeah. Alright. Oh yes. And there we have some EMP frag. Yeah, they're lining up a nice mix of shots. And let's specifically target the turret. That's some EMP. I think, yeah. I think they're pretty good against turrets actually. If they shoot at the turret, we should set this to target hot blocks. Because a lot of turrets does not have a good inherent like hash heat protection, and we do have a lot of hash heat shells in there, and we could potentially EMP dead stuff too with this type of loadout. So we can see if they don't have EMP insulated turrets, that should be kind of decent. Ooh. This thing is already EMP dead, of course, but we're just testing a little bit against it. Hash and heat. It's really bothersome to include ERA inside turrets too. I'm very happy with this turret. We have one more turret, which we should make, but I don't think we'll make it today. I think that's like the spam turret. We did make the kinetic CW system, which is good auxiliary, but well, it does what it does, but not more than that. But that's something we should build another time, because I think this little stream is closing into to a little end here. So I guess that for all of you who have been enjoying this little stream, thanks a lot for tuning in. If you have some last comments on this particular session you'd like to post, you should probably do so by now, and I can give a nice little answer too. And I have some other stuff I need to check. I do have my video schedule still, so there is a lot of videos and stuff to do. So, well, that's why this building session will end here. Yes. In any case, thanks a lot for tuning into this stream. We are going to jump out now, and I'll see you in future sessions and stuff like that. So thanks for joining me this time. This is your host Gmodism, and I'm signing out. Gmodism, Total Nerdery Channel.